Welcome back to News Insights, and Merry Christmas once again. Philip, high cost of transportation during Yuletide is no longer in news. But the question is there any way of reducing it? Is there any way around it? Because people will complain, but they will pay. What are the compelling needs for their travels? And like in our own case, now, Siwaju declared trains fares free. I think until second. Even at that, transportation is still very expensive. What are our ways around it?
Well, it's something that is occurring every year. The government has tried in their own bit. It's not only the train that is transport free for the period. Some particular transport line were also penciled down and government paid for them. But the question is that how many people can this available space convey to their destination? The truth remains that whatever the government has done to assuage the cost of transportation is insignificant to the numbers of persons that are traveling. Now, the question you ask is, what is the compelling need that makes people to travel at all time in Yuletide season? The answer is very clear. Africa is a communal society. We are communal in nature. We are known to go out of our home in those days, possibly going to the forest to farm, to fish, and all of that for season. And this is the only season where people come back home, or when they are doing their festival and all of that. And the spirit of togetherness, this is the only time, because people come together from off class of life, and then they congregate back home in their village. They go back to their ancestral home. In some part of the country, this is where people find their wife. This is when some people do their marriage. This is where, in some part of this is where the most burial ceremony are done this period. So these are the compelling reasons why people must travel in the Yuletide season. Yes, it's tied down to Yuletide season because that is the popular festival that we know
for today.
Yeah, for today. But the truth of it is that a lot of African festivals also happen at this period. And this is one of the reasons why people are going home for the period, especially those who are now residing in the cities and all that. They need to go back to the village to partake in their festival.
Kingsley, Philip has given us justifying reasons why people must travel at this time. Yes. So if we can't change that, it's unlikely that we'll be able to change that or convince people not to travel or travel in droves. What do you think, in this case, more specifically, the government should do to help outside declaring, what's it called? Free transportation and all that. Let's start from infrastructure, because some of our roads are not motorable. And because the transporters think that, I will only go one trip, I will not be able to come back the second trip, blah, 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 they can increase their fare. What do you think the government can do, more specifically this time?
The president in the media briefing talked about borrowing.
Yeah.
And borrowing is accepted all around the world in every economy. But what you are borrowing for is what we should know. Today, somebody asked that they are using for infrastructure. So the other person asked, show me these infrastructures. It's very simple. Show me these infrastructures and I will tell you what the government is using those money borrowed is for. Now, we just talk generally about transportation, but beyond transportation, can people buy food to go and give their people in the village? We cannot say that we will not go back to the village. We all congregate in different cities. Even people that stay in Aba, for example, but they are from interiors, they go back to their village and feel nature, feel life. It doesn't happen only in Nigeria. Look at China, for example. China, their holidays are in January or so.
February.
Okay.
Well, it's not there's a way they calculate it.
They all go back. I don't know if you understand. These holiday seasons, they don't just come upon us. We know they are coming.
Yes.
And we know what we can do to make them seamless in every society. Let us increase on this infrastructure. To me, as at this time, government should have buses that are fueled by CNG. Government should have a mass transit. Even if it's giving it to...
But unfortunately, most of our roads...
That's how
most of our roads are not even good.
That's what I'm saying. So the first thing is infrastructure. Am I correct?
Yes.
Then when you have the infrastructure, with the infrastructure...
No, but we have not had infrastructure. Why going to the buses?
No.
I think we should...
But we're still on the road.
Yeah.
We're still moving. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
Whichever way, we're still moving.
Yeah.
We cannot say that until we fix the road before
Completely.
we have buses. We will still have buses. I don't understand.
Exactly.
For example, now people are moving from here to Itakwe.
Yeah.
The train station is not here. When we move them from here to Itakwe?
They need buses.
Because first of all, ask for the transportation from here to Itakwe or Ajakuta.
Yeah.
It's not small money.
And all these infrastructure can also work in a complementary manner. For example, you just mentioned Itabe.
Yes.
From Itabe to Abuja,
Yes.
has reasonably good road.
Good road.
So this area should be used for mass bus
Mass bus,
transportation.
yes.
Such that you have and put sufficient rail. The Itabe to Warri has only one train.
Okay.
Put sufficient rail tracks and also more trains.
On the tracks.
Yes.
Then also, if you go to Agbo, if you go from Itakwe, there are a lot of stations.
Yes.
But let's talk about a visible one that is going to the southeast. For example, you get to Agbo. From that Agbo now, you go to Asaba. You go to Onitsha. You go to...
Well, are you saying all these people use this same rail station?
Yes.
So Philip, from your own experience, what do you think the government can do? Let's be specific this time. Let's use this as a specimen, as a case study for what is happening in the entire Nigeria. This is Itabe Warri rail system or rail.
See what is the problem? What can the government solve the problem of high transportation and to reduce the high numbers of persons on the road during the Yuletide? The first thing and the thing they must do is the road infrastructure. Okay. They must construct good road. You know, in those days when the road...
No, like now, what we have as of today.
Yes, exactly.
You know, what we have today, we're looking at these both short-term and long-term.
In the short
like
term,
now we have...
The short term,
there's a rail system.
that's what I'm going. The
Yeah.
short term, what they can do today, to start with. When they started the rail station in Itakwe to Warri, there were 2 trains.
Yeah.
But I don't know what was wrong with the management of the rail station. The train, one will leave, the one that is the 2 train, one leaves, the one that is leaving Itakwe leaves at 8.
Yeah.
The one that is leaving Warri leaves at 8.
Yeah.
And they will still come back together. That one that leaves at 8 get to Warri at 1 or 2, start coming to Itakwe, bringing people to Abuja in the afternoon. What they should have done is simple. What they can do now to ease the problem is that the train, those 2 stations need to be restored.
Yes.
In the first place.
Yes.
Even with this track, without expanding the track,
Exactly.
they should be restored.
Yes.
The one leaving Itakwe for Warri should leave at 11 to give allowance for people in Abuja and the environment to get to Itakwe.
That is where Kingsley was talking about having a mass transportation that can pick them from Abuja.
I will get to that. But I'm talking about the train first.
Yes.
So that they will have, even with the transport they have, if the train that is leaving Itakwe to Warri is leaving at 11.
Yes.
You can confidently leave Abuja at 6, 7 and you get there and you board the train.
Yes.
And that train that leaves Itakwe at 11, we get to Warri, the final terminal point, at 6 at most. Then the one leaving Warri to Abuja, because people coming all the way from Port Harcourt, Aba and all of that, to join the train in Warri to get to Itakwe before coming to Abuja, you should give allowance also to 11. So that train that comes, the one that leaves at Itakwe to Warri, should sleep over there for the following day journey. And the one that comes from Warri to Itakwe should also sleep. So you see that there's allowance and the crowd will be reduced. That is one.
Yeah.
For the time for people to get to Itakwe, I agree with him. Now the government, especially the FCT government and all of that, which is the immediate state and the Kogi state government, to provide mass transits that will convey people from Abuja and within the Kogi environment to Itakwe.
And this thing we are saying is applicable even to Kaduna Rail.
Kaduna Rail.
Because you see, let me tell you one thing that our government think is that it's only until you provide everything. Management, the word management shows that there are limiting factors. That everything is not available.
So but you have to manage what you have.
Not available. What do you do? What you do when everything is not available with what you have is your management.
Okafor, let me tell you something. From Ajakuta rail station to the express, you know that road. Not up to, I don't think it's up to a 10-kilometer road, but the road is very bad.
Yeah,
what stops the government is terrible to come out from the train station.
In fact, from the Jakuta down to Lokoja, the road is
terrible. Yes.
Let me even say that there's an express. I don't know if you understand. But to even come out of the train station to the major road is a background. Now, not only that, I started talking about.
It doesn't take so much.
It doesn't take so much. Even the Kogi state government can do that road, but their eyes are never open to that. Look at the southwest, for example.
This is happening just all over.
That's why the word management is misunderstood by Africans, particularly Nigerians.
Yes.
The management means that there's no sufficient item or material to do this work, but because you are skilled, ensure that with what you have, the resources you have, you will ensure that this job is done. But that's what we're lacking.
Now, let us also look at the ground transport. That's the normal transport that we have. The government came to us and told us that we have a form of fueling now that is very good to ease the effect of this thing. Why can't we get CNG buses? If they say CNG is very nice, within the southeast, for example, within the southwest, for example, why can't we get buses that are going from?
So eventually, what we are drawing at is that while we are putting this long-term infrastructure, we can, on the short-term basis, put our managerial thinking in place and maximize what we have, give our people comfort and reduce the transportation.
Benin Lagos Road, I think, why can't we reduce the effect of transportation?
The time is against us. We have gotten the key inputs, and Merry Christmas once again.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, viewers. This is still News Insight. We'll be right back.